Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is another podcast today because it's been some time since I've done the last podcast, so I thought might as well. I don't know what's happened since the last podcast. The last podcast, what was I talking about? I'm trying to figure this out now, guys. I think the last podcast I'd first come back here. Yeah, so I've gone out since then. It's now been past Valentine's Day and stuff, so I'll give you guys a recap. Okay, first of all, Valentine's Day, it wasn't too bad actually. Like, since I've been here, actually, I've been out and I've actually been really well behaved, which is like shocking news for like most people who watch this channel because I guess it's a common theme in these videos that I'm always talking about how I get blackout and stuff. Shockingly though, I no longer black out these days, guys. Weirdly, I've gone drinking maybe 3 or 4 times since I've been here, and I haven't blacked out once, which is really nice. That's a really good saying, actually. One of my lecturers said in the class. I mean, he was trying to get people to participate more, so he's trying to get us to talk. So he said, if you do what you did, you get what you got. And he was just trying to say, like, if you're shy and you're always shy, then you're going to get the same outcomes each time or something like this. So you should be like, I don't know. But if you apply that to any aspect of life, I think it's very, like, applicable in the fact that if you act in the way you used to act and you expect there to be a different outcome, there won't be. So, like, with drinking, I really had to change my strategies, right? So, like, nowadays when I go out, when I'm preing, I don't pre on vodka anymore. Well, I do, but I don't pre on, like, a whole bottle of vodka anymore. I pre on, like, one buzzball and like a shot and a bit of vodka. I always eat nowadays before I go out drinking. I don't actually start preing until the actual prees. Before I used to like pre in my room. I used to pre the prees. I don't know why I do that, but like yeah. So I think that's a good change necessarily, which I'm happy with because like I said, I truly believe I'm capable of change and I'm proving to myself I can change. And it's been relatively nice. We went out to Bingo Lingo actually. If you guys who live in England know what that is, it's basically like bingo at the club. It's so fun. Honestly, that was my favorite night out we've had here because I've had quite a few nights out now, and honestly, I just love the idea of bingo in the club and you have drinks flowing and music playing. Honestly, the best night out. And yeah, I had a good time there. I don't know. I'm kind of over clubbing. Like, I don't know, every time I go to the club these days, it's just not a great experience for me in general. Like, I'm having a good time, but I'm also like, I kind of despise the men in the clubs. It's like, I don't know, some of them are just so, I don't want to say desperate, but some of them are, and it's like, seriously, come on, like, get a grip. What? It's like some of them literally just have the sole purpose of trying to get women in the club. Like, I remember, okay, like, I was in a club the other day, like, at a house club and stuff, made eye contact with one guy who's like, okay, so say this is like the barrier, right? Okay, the iPad is the stage. I was stood this side of the stage. There's a whole stage here. This is all barriered. This is all barriered. This is all barriered. Bear in mind the club's packed. Made eye contact with one guy across that way. He came all the way from his side over to my side to try and talk. I was like, what is wrong with people? Like, no. I don't understand. Plus, the men in the club, you know, they only want one thing, and it's like, excuse you, stay away, get out of my life, thank you. Anyways, the next thing I was gonna say. So then it was Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day actually had an elite one, okay? Because since I was clubbing on the 13th, we basically brought in Valentine's Day drunk. So I started off my Valentine's Day maybe till 4 o'clock, like drunk, and then I went to sleep. I woke up and then I went back to sleep. So half of my Valentine's Day went, which is good for me because I'm always single on Valentine's Day, which is, I don't know, it's not even a bad thing at this point. And then I went back to sleep. I want to say I'm very blessed for the family I have in life because my mum and dad, despite saying like, oh, no one's getting anything for Valentine's Day this year, they gave me money as usual, which I love them a lot for. I'm not saying money's the be all and end all of life. Like, my love language is just acts of like kindness and stuff. So when my mom and dad say like, oh, we're not gonna give you anything, but then they give me money and stuff, it means it just to me shows they care. You know what I mean? Like, when someone does an act that shows they care about you, like, they could have given me, I don't know, a card for all that matters or something like that. I wouldn't have cared. It was just the fact that they did that, that it just really made me feel happy because, I don't know, Valentine's Day is like a day when I guess if you're single, you just feel not alone, but like, oh, like everyone else has found something that I'm unable to find. I don't know, I was thinking of this today actually, and I was thinking like, it's not actually that deep when you think of it because I feel like a lot of our life, in a lot of situations, right, a lot of us have like high standards and we're like, oh, we should lower our standards and stuff. Because it applies to so many things like friendships, relationships, and stuff. Say you have a table, right? You have a table and you've put like the best meal, like you know everything you bring to the table. Like I know I could bring the most to a relationship. I know I can bring the most to friendships because I know the type of person I am. I know everything I can bring to the table, and I probably bring the whole table as well because I would never rely on someone else, right? Like I am independent. I am honestly, yeah, I know what I bring to the table, but the thing is, I want someone else to bring the same to my table. And I'm not willing to lower it to have people sit at my table because so many times in life we get so scared that to sit all alone at our table that we will like lower our standards or like lower what we want from someone to have someone sit at your table. I've done it with friendship groups, right? Like I know what I bring to friendships. I'm always the friend who's there for people when they need me. I'm always the friend who covers people for food and stuff. And it's never been like about, oh, I'm always paying for stuff. I just do it out of care and out of we're friends. We don't need to like really care who's paying about what and stuff. I'm always the friend who will be there for you. Like if even if I had things scheduled like for my own time, I would go and just drop everything I have to go hang out with you and stuff. I'm that friend. And I know what I bring to the table. I bring the most to the table. And then the friends, because I lower my standards because I'm like, oh, I need some friends, I need this and that. I get friends back who can't communicate with me, will never look out for me. Half the time, don't even like they don't even like show an ounce of care, use me for my kindness. And that's what happens when you lower your standards to attract anyone to a table. And I feel like this is so true because it's like if you lower your standards and let anyone enter your table, the table's going to become full and it's going to lose its value. You know what I mean? Like, because you're going to be the one who's got so many people at the table that everyone's taking. And it's the same with relationships. If you lower your standards and you why am I always coughing in these? If you lower your standards and let just anyone come to the table, you're not gonna find someone who's gonna give you what you bring to the table, and that's not fair. I believe in equality and fairness in life, and I believe if you bring loads to the table, someone else needs to do the same. Because at what point do you have to say to yourself, like, what are they bringing? What are they bringing? Like, I've had to leave so many friendship groups. I say leave. Me and my friend have this running joke back there that there's this one friendship group that I can't leave because I'm always stuck partying with them. And I've tried to leave this group multiple times. Bear in mind, I blocked these people, unblocked them, refriended them. Felt like blocking them again because, I don't know, some of them move really weird. Like, I don't know, this one girl, right, I let her stay here when she came from Barcelona to see me and visit me here. And then, like, I don't know, that whole time too, she's just looking for guys. Shocker. And then, like, I've hung out with her there again that whole time too. She's just looking for guys. She's a fun person to party with, I guess. I mean, we're still on good terms, but are we? Is now the big question I have because, when I was back there, I asked one of my friends, like, oh, what day is she leaving? Because he'd hanged out with her before, and I knew she was leaving soon in January. He's like, oh, she's already left. She didn't even say anything to me. And she turned the location off on Snap Maps, which I don't really care about because I'm not the type to like keep checking people's location. It's just I only recently found out she's still back where I was like where I live, right? And I'm like, that's so strange. Like I don't understand why you turn off your location and just tell someone else to tell me that you've left the country. Like I don't know, man. I feel like it's very fake there, and what I've seen in our friendship group at least is people are replaceable in the group. You know what I mean? People just want numbers. And they all have the mentality there because they know they bring so little to the table. They just want people at the table. Because I know a lot of girls there will use guys for their money. And I also know a lot of guys there will use girls for their bodies. So at that point, what are they either bringing to the table? One of them's bringing money, one of them's bringing their body. Right? But the value of what they're actually bringing to the table is so little and so like materialistic or lustful. What is the actual table? There is no table. They're bringing, I don't know, it's just sad sometimes to see. And that's why it makes sense when these people cut me off and stuff. I'm just like, I'm not even shocked anymore because I'm like, the value of what you're actually bringing to the table is so little. Why would I want to be at that table? They see, and I know it's intimidation. You see what I can bring to the table. You see that no one can actually physically find a reason to beef with me because I'm such a good person that I bring so much to the table. Of course you're going to cut me off your table because you know I see through it. You know I see through it. You know that I sometimes just sit there and like watch and afterwards try and give you advice on something and say, like, look, like, we could be doing, like, I don't know, I try to bring my friends up with me. But if you clearly want to stay down on the ground, I'm gonna stop fighting it anymore. Like, naturally, I'm just let friendships die out. When I go back for Easter, I'm gonna just not turn my location on. No one needs to know I'm there except the one friend who I really love, who's over there, who knows her worth, knows her value, is confident in herself, and she knows what she brings to the table as well. And I think that's why me and her get along so well, because we both know what we bring to tables in friendships. No one else does, okay? Everyone else doesn't see their value as what they can bring to the table. They see their value as what can I take from someone else, and that's where they're going all wrong, because when you go into a relationship thinking, or a friendship thinking, what can I take from someone else? What can I get from someone else? You're not going to be the one to treat them right. And if you don't treat them right, that energy gets reciprocated at you. Because obviously everything's transactional in these friendships. It's, oh, if you drive me around and buy me food, maybe, like, if it's between a guy and a girl in our friend group, it's a friend group. It's normally, if you drive me around and you buy me food, I'll, like, get with you or something. Like, what type of friendship is that? Tell me. I don't know. It's one of those things, I'm just so over it. And maybe I do trust some people a bit too much when the signs are all there that they're bad people. Because, like, why, like, there was 3 main girls in this friendship group who, before, like, I became friends with this girl from Barcelona, right, they were, like, a trio. And I don't get along with the other 2 girls. Because, like, the other 2 girls just move in such bitchy ways, and I'm not saying, that they're bad people, but they will get themselves into situations, and then they take zero accountability for the trouble they cause. They blame everyone else around them. They take zero accountability, and that's what's annoying, because, okay, no one cares if you cause trouble, but you have to take accountability at some point. You can't just say it's everyone else's fault around me, especially when in a lot of situations it isn't. They're the type to blame men 24/7, and I'm not saying by all means men are great people and trustworthy people, but I have some trustworthy friends. I have friends I know are good people, and they'll be blaming them, and I'm like, your character speaks more. Like, there was this one situation where, like, this couple broke up, and the girl blamed him for not staying with her after she allegedly cheated on him, basically, and, like, shit went down or something. But she switched up the situation to make it seem like she'd gone through something traumatic, basically, and he'd left her because of it. I know his character. I know her character. And normally I'm always on women's side in these situations, but I just know her character. And everyone knew her character so well that they all said to him what happened the second they heard they broke up. Okay, that's the type of friend, like, these people would hang around with. Or the other one who would literally just get with every guy who exists. Literally. She knows they have not boyfriends. She knows the guys have girlfriends. She knows, like, they're in committed relationships, and she'll still get with them, and then she'll stay at their house as if she doesn't have her own house. She literally has her own house, okay? And then this friend from Barcelona, she would hang around with them, she'd also hang around with us, and I'm like, chill, like, she was sweet, I was like, okay, I trust you and stuff. And then it's just so weird, because back when I was there at Christmas and stuff, yeah, the second she saw these 2, okay, because one of them, she wasn't on good terms with any of these people because they'd, like, done her dirty. The second she saw them, she ran up to them, hugged them, started screaming with them, and faking like they were all, like, kind together, like, a friendship group and stuff. And I was so confused. I was so confused, because I literally said to her, we were at, like, this New Year's party, and I said to her, I refuse to go up to these people, because they've done my friend, the one I truly care about back there, dirty, like, and they've done me dirty, to be honest. I was like, and considering it's New Year's, I say hi to everyone, okay, bear in mind, I'm one of the sweetest people, especially when, like, at parties and stuff, because I'm kind of, like, always in a happy-go-lucky mood at parties, I guess. I say hi to everyone, strangers, sometimes people I kind of beef with. I'd normally say hi to these people, but it was freaking New Year's, and I was like, I'm not bringing this energy into New Year's. I'm not showing God that I want these people in my 2026, because I truly do not. So I said to her, go talk to them if you want to, like, go sort out whatever situation you want to sort out. I'm going to stay right here. And I'm so happy I did, because seriously, why would I want to say hi and, oh, I love you to people that I absolutely not despise? I despise their character, if anything, because they have zero, I don't know, it's just infuriating to talk about, so I'm going to stop talking about it, but that's my point. I shouldn't assume, okay, no, that's one, people are the people they hang around with, okay, so if one person hangs around with a group of horrible people, they're probably horrible, okay, it's good to give people the benefit of the doubt, but maybe don't close your eyes. Like, I think I put cotton wool over my eyes almost. Like, I wasn't watching out. And it wasn't until I, like, talked to one of my other friends, and she's like, yeah, she lies about this, this, and that. And, like, she's not actually like this. And, like, I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, and she'll just use you to hang out with guys, and she doesn't care what risk you put, like, everyone in. And I was thinking, and that applies to a lot of situations I've been in with this friend. Like, she will get us into the most riskiest situations where I'll literally start praying to God because I'm, like, that anxious. And she will not even care. So I just thought, okay, I'm not going to reach out to her. And I haven't reached out to her, but I just find the whole location situation a bit strange. Like, why? I've done nothing wrong to you, but also that's the type of weirdness I'm talking about when I'm talking about people moving weird. I don't know what I was trying. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Know what you bring to the table, and if people aren't bringing that to the table, of course they'll be intimidated by you. So I think my new thing, like, I'm gonna move with that. Like, I know what I bring to the table, so go away. If you can't bring the same things to that table, or you're not worth it. You're not worth the energy and stuff, I think. Like, these days, I'm really just, I got myself a ring, guys. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Valentine's Day, wasn't it? Yeah, so I woke up at like 2ish. I went to town because obviously my parents gave me money. Now, on Valentine's Day, I guess since I had this money, I did want to make some other people's days. So I gave I gave 10 quid to a homeless woman, gave 10 quid to a busker. And I know, like, people say, like, oh, homeless people are in the situations they're in because they got themselves in these situations. It's not your duty. If you can hate someone at their lowest, like, a lot of people hate on the homeless people in this country. I don't understand it. Okay, it's like these people are already probably at the lowest points of their lives to be living on the streets, and you hating them and looking down on them and giving them dirty looks. It's just like kicking someone when they're down, and that speaks more about your character than anyone else's. Because if you can kick someone when they're down, how are you going to be as a friend? How are you going to be as, like, I don't know. And I'm not saying you have to constantly give money to the homeless and stuff. I'm just saying the way people talk about the homeless here and, like, just in general, it's like, oh my gosh, they're the scum. They're not the scum of the earth. Like, I don't know why people discuss it like that. They're just human beings, like we all are, who have ended up in some difficult situations because of either their own actions, or maybe life hasn't been fair to them. And maybe even if it is their own actions, does that mean they deserve to suffer? Everyone makes mistakes, you know what I mean? Like, we've all made mistakes. We can't pretend we're better than them. Just because their actions have sort of led them to there doesn't mean that they deserve to be hated on 24/7 and stuff. And I truly believe, like, when you've been given everything by God, like, I've been fairly blessed into a very, like, good family, a loving family. If anything else, like, I'm very privileged. Like, I'm in a loving family. We live in a nice country, and what's it called? Yeah, they're always, like, able to provide for me, and I'm fairly blessed. And I truly believe when you're in a fairly blessed position like that, especially on holidays or times when you get money, like extra money just on the side, you should always just try and not try and give something away, but try and give back to others. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it just makes your heart feel better. And also, logistically, things like 10 quid, okay, like, it might be 10 quid to me, but, like, I gave it to the homeless woman who I bought pizza for and said to her, Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully that made her day. You know what I mean? Some people struggle on the streets. You don't know what she's seen on the streets. Like, and logistically, I'd probably have spent, like, that 10 quid on Lego, or, like, and the 10 quid I gave to the busker. That busker, he sings the happiest songs. He makes vibes. I saw him dancing with the child and, like, the father. He's making someone's day. He made my day once, actually, in town, like, a long, long time ago when I went, and it was so chaotic, but he was just in style, like, singing, and I've always wanted to give him money. And, like, logistically, if I was going to spend that 20 quid on Lego, now it's gone to two different people, and hopefully it's helping them. And it's not to say, oh wow, I'm such a great person because they gave in money. It's saying, sometimes in the bigger perspective, you have to think and let go of money sometimes and think, how can this help someone else? And I always do believe, like, good deeds and actions always come back to you, love always comes back to you, and you just gotta sometimes give. And by God's will and God's grace, when I get more money, because I know it's coming, like, I'm gonna earn money for myself, and when I become as wealthy as I want to be, I will definitely give back to people. I don't think you need tons of money in this world. I think you need to get a house. I think you need to save a bit for your family in the future. And the rest of it, what is it useful for? Like, everyone's out here, oh, I want to buy a yacht. I want to get a supercar. Like, no, okay, it's good to have aspirations. Like, it's good to have dreams. Like, but at what point does it become enough? Once you get one car for yourself, you know what I mean? Or, like, you have a nice house. You can always rent a yacht out for a day or so. Why would you need a full yacht for a whole year? Sometimes it's greed. it's greed because there's other people out there suffering, and if you're rolling in money to the point where you don't actually know what to spend it on, and you're just spending it on flashy things, that's greed. And it's not to say, oh, you didn't earn that money, but I think it's to say, like, sometimes when you get so big in life, I think these people get so big in life, they forget what life actually is. Like, they forget people out there actually struggle and suffer, and that it's not all just easy for everyone 24/7. So, I don't know. I think if when I make it big, thought if it's a when I make it big, I will definitely give back to people, and I'll try to do more for the community, because at the end of the day, all we are is our community. All we are is the people around us, and I know this is a true fact, because as much as like I have friends here and stuff, like without my family, I'm the loneliest person in the world. Like, I cry a lot here to my mom on the phone if I'm having a long day, because it's just the same thing every day in uni, I guess. It's like you go lectures, you come home, and if your family's abroad, you're normally just by yourself in bed. Like, I go to the club once a week, but normally I spend maybe 5 days a week by myself in bed watching TV, and it's a lonely life. And it's like, when I get to the top, I want there to be people, my family especially, my friends, the people I love. I want to be able to celebrate with people I love, and I want to meet more people. Not necessarily people who are rich, but just people who are genuine, you know? Like, there's some genuine people out there who are struggling, and if you gave them money and got to know them and help them out of that situation, you'd probably make family for life, and that's what I'm going to do when I'm at the top. But yeah, I don't know how I ended up at this conversation. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I got this nice ring for £60, because I've actually got this tradition, guys, on Valentine's Day, which started last year, because, like I said, I have a family that loves me a lot, okay? So, funny thing, all the rings on my finger, I never actually asked for them. I got them from my family, from different occasions. So this one was because my dad got my mum jewellery, for her birthday that she didn't really like. So I had to go exchange it, and she let me get a ring from Pandora, and this is my first ever ring I've got, and I've had this for like maybe 3 or 4 years now. I never thought I'd be a ring person, and now I love rings. Like, I literally do. They're so nice to fidget with too. This one I got for my birthday, I think, like a few years ago, and I wear it every day. I love rings so much. Then last year, this I got from the airport, because normally I have like the tradition where I buy something Swarovski in the airport before I board a plane. I've stopped doing that now, but for like a good year it used to be a tradition. Um, and then last year it was like Valentine's Day, and basically what had happened was my dad once again got my mom jewelry that she did not like. Well, she didn't not like it, she just didn't need it, because I guess she's already got a lot of jewelry, so she told my dad to like go back and refund it. Well, my dad sent me to go back to the mall to refund it, and they were like, we can't refund you, you have to exchange it, because he got it on a Valentine's offer. So I was able to get a Disney princess ring, and this was my first ever Valentine's Day ring. This Cupid bow ring over here, and then I also got, I think you can see those earrings up there, these infinity earrings, if you can see them. Yeah, so that's when I had the best Valentine's Day that year, actually. Like, I'd been at the mall all day. I felt like a boss too, right? Because you see all these men out there getting their girlfriends' rings, and I was just there casually, like, getting half the Pandora store. Like, little did they know it was my dad's money and my mum's money, but, like, little did they know that. No one had to know that. Like, I just looked like a really empowered woman. I felt like, I don't need no man. I'm still out here getting jewelry anyways. And then after, like, we'd gone to the mall, I decided, like, I was gonna have a nice night out. So I got, like, Pizza Express, Cheesecake Factory, and then I went on an e-scooter, like a Lime scooter back there, and I just rode around the park, and I actually had a really lovely Valentine's Day, and I thought to myself, I want to make that tradition each year where I go to Pandora and get myself a ring. So thank God my parents gave me money. I'm very grateful to have a family like them, and I got this ring here this year, which I love, and I'm wearing it every day. I always said I was going to stop at 5 rings, I think, and I said the man I'll marry will be the one who gets me my 5th ring. My 6th ring, but I decided that I'm going to get 10 rings, and the man I'll marry get me my 11th ring. Don't know what relevance this has to the conversation, but yeah. I actually had a lovely day this year too. I think, I just love the idea of showing love to yourself as well. I know who I am as a woman, you know what I mean? My parents have really raised me. I love my family so much, and you'll never hear me like, yeah, we may argue and stuff, but those people are actually, I'd do anything for them, and I'll never like forget. Even when you get married, I heard like people just like ghost that. I can't do that. I love my family too much. They're always here for me. They always hear me cry. They've seen me in every single state I could ever be in life, and they still haven't judged me or walked away from me or banished me. They've always forgiven me. They always show me my worth. Like, they've given me so much in life that I know my worth as a woman, Like, I know that I don't need a man to be able to go and spend money. I don't need a man to be able to receive love. I receive love from them on a day-to-day basis. Like, especially my mum and my dad. They show me so much love when they're actually with me and present. Like, they'll take me out to meals. When I'm at meals with my family, obviously they pay for it and stuff. That's what I'm saying. I think we take those type of ideas of treatment for granted. Like, that type of princess treatment these days, because I guess I'm in uni. Normally when I go out to meals, I have to pay for it myself. Also, though, with my weekly budget, which is given by my parents, but it's my weekly budget, I guess. But when like I'm out with them, you know what I mean? Like, they'll pay for everything. And I feel like that's the true princess treatment. That, like, you go out for a meal with your family, you don't understand how like weird it is. Uni's just such a perspective shift, right? Because obviously I have a weekly budget. Obviously, like, because I couldn't get student finance from here, my parents have to give me my budget. But the point is that, like, still from that, I can't go and spend huge amounts on meals. Like, I can't go to a restaurant right now and get like a appetizer, a dessert, and a main course, because that's way too much money out of my weekly budget. But when I'm with them, like in real life, like when they come visit me here or when I go visit them there, I can I can get an appetizer, a main meal, and a dessert. And I'm saying, like, you don't realize how blessed you are to be able to have that until you realize how much things actually cost. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna make money. I believe I want to make money. I have an ambition to make money because I'm never gonna let a man outdo me. I'm always gonna outdo a man, okay? Because he needs to know his place. Money is an excuse. Money, I want so much financial independence that no one can ever tie me to a man. Okay, it will be my choice. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be my choice. When I marry a man, it's gonna be my choice because I want to. Because if not, I have everything I really want in life. Okay, maybe I just want a bit more companionship and to feel less alone sometimes. But I'll find that anyways. Like, I'm gonna marry a man because I want to marry him, because I want him in my life, not because I want this like idea of companionship or like this idea of like, I don't know, princess treatment. Because I already get that. And yeah, I think we all just have to sometimes also just be grateful a lot of the times about like how much our parents work for us and sacrifice for us. And I've seen all their sacrifice. Sometimes I don't think I'm worthy of like everything they do for me and my brother, because it's like they sacrifice so much. And especially my mom and dad, they've given up so much for us. And like, I've seen it, like Christmas, right? They'll give us all the money and they won't have anything for themselves, or they'll get themselves like a pair of socks or something. And I'm just like, to be that generous from your heart and stuff is something I think really commendable. And I wish one day I was one God's grace. I don't wish. I'm gonna work hard to achieve it. I'm gonna be able to do the same for them, and also for my future family. And that is also why I'm so like picky with the men I choose, because the man I marry, he has to be a good father to kids. You know what I mean? Like, my dad's raised me so well. Like, he's been such a good father in my life, like a father figure. Like, I'll never accept lesser of a man. So I don't want to marry a man who ends up being like a deadbeat father or something, and then my kids, or my daughters especially, will end up looking for like that type of love from another man in the future. Because I've seen how that happens with my friends. Like, I'm not saying it's necessarily a large factor, but a lot of the time, people who have like deadbeat fathers will really lower their standards when it comes to the men they choose. And that's why it's like so important you marry the right man, not just for yourself, but because that man is ultimately going to become someone's future father. And if he does, like, I guess he needs to be the one to show them they deserve the world before another man swoops in and pretends he's able to do that. Because a lot of men will be able to like see like, oh, this girl's in need of like that type of mass. I don't know. It's like a patriarchal society, but yeah, I just mean like you have to have that in your life sometimes to be able to know your worth, and I'm very grateful I have it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this podcast. I'm sorry if I yap a bit. Please like and subscribe. I don't know. Have a good night, I guess. I'll see you guys soon. And just keep being good people in general. I think it will always come back to us. Good people always get what they deserve at the end of the day. So have a good night. What? Why is it done?